All right, I just went and redid this for my version a little bit. Are you ready?
Ready?
Yep.
By the way, if this is just your first time watching, you didn't watch our previous video where I did my Tiermaker, go ahead and go back and watch that. And we're now going to do Lily's.
Yep, and that was Keith's last time, but this is the same exact one. I just changed up my labeling a bit because I do know all these characters, so I don't have to have like a don't know the character option. All right, Blue Star. Oh boy, I don't like Blue Star.
Why?
I don't like
Why
Blue
do you
Star.
not like Blue Star?
Because she's whiny and all of her problems are her own fault. Like I hate her because she does things and then she's like, why is this bad thing happening to me? Now I can't do this. And I'm like, well, why did you do that? Like, she's self-destructive and I hate her.
I'm going to have to disagree with you.
Like, she was a bad leader before she had got, like, dementia. Like, if you read the books with it in mind, like, you're thinking about her, like, she was a terrible leader. Like, why would she even consider Tiger Star as a deputy position? Like, she had other cats. She had White Storm sitting there she could have picked. Like, I don't understand. I don't like her at all. She's bad leader, Kitty. Bad leader. I don't like her.
I wouldn't put her under the villain category, but...
This isn't the villain category. This is the hate category.
For me, it's the villain category, you know.
For me, for me, there are villains I like as far as their story and their...
Gasp.
Or I can understand their motives but not agree with them. Does that make sense? Like, I'm not talking about... I hate their story and I hate who they are. Like, Blue Star, I think, has a right heart and things, but I don't like how she goes about doing it.
True.
And I don't like Blue Star. She was a bad leader. Like, and
this is going to take a long time.
If you like Blue Star, that's great. That's awesome if you do, but I just do not.
Okay.
No, I am very opinionated on some of these cats and others I'm not, so just be prepared.
So if we're already 2 minutes in and we've only done one cat, I did mine in under 30 minutes. This is going to literally take us hours at this rate.
No, but I'm very opinionated on Blue Star. The other one I'm very opinionated on is Leaf Star.
Okay, we'll have to see.
This is Pine Star, and I would say he's okay. I do like Pine Star. I like his novella. I think it's cute. I think he's a good boy overall. I think he did the best that he could. Goose Feather, I think is okay. Great or okay. I'm going to put him under great just because I do really like his novella. It should have been a super edition.
Great?
No, it should have been a super edition. If he had gotten a super edition, I would have put him under great. I was left with that novella having more questions than answers. That's my only problem with it. I like him, though. I think he was an interesting character. Feather Whisker is great. He's a good boy. He is the best boy. He should have lived longer. Because I don't know why he wasn't alive in the Prophet's Beginning. He wasn't that old. Firestar is great. He's a good boy. He's
not best ever? No,
he's great. He's a... You sound like you're broken.
I am broken.
Now, if my video ends up being longer, it's just because you're crying that I put him in great.
It's not right.
No,
I'm gonna go in at night and move it later.
No, this is my opinion.
No,
he's a
your
great
opinion
boy.
is wrong.
No, it's not. All of our opinions are valid. Firestar is a good boy. He was a great leader. I just think I think there are other protagonists that were more interesting than him, but I agree with him 100% usually, except for like one instance, maybe like when he wouldn't make another cat his deputy and hit the whole like Spotted Leaf thing. That's it. And speaking of, Spotted Leaf, get back here! Don't you try to walk away. She is on thin ice. I don't like her very much, but she's not...
Wait. I have a question. Are you going to put Flamepaw on thin ice?
Oh!
Because he's literally on thin ice.
I'll see when I get to him, but honestly, yeah, probably.
Oh.
That was a really good joke. I'm going to put Flamepaw on thin ice. Wait, where is Flamepaw? Or Flametail. Flametail, not Flamepaw. Flamepaw.
He was Flamepaw for a while.
Flamepaw is the new protagonist. Flametail is that old protagonist that we had.
That fell through thin ice.
There he is. He's on thin ice too. But back to Spotted Leaf for a second. Spotted Leaf, she's not a bad person. She just irritates me in her relationship with Firestar, which did give Firestar good vices, don't get me wrong, but I just don't like her as a person. She's not very interesting. So I don't hate her. She wasn't doing bad things or like, with the best intentions or like bad things with like I don't know. She wasn't like bad or anything. And Flametail should have had a novella and not been shoved into the arc that he was, because it did not work for Flametail. That's his problem, and I don't like his chapters because he's a jerk. If he had had a novella that had set him up, it would have been totally different, and I would have liked him. Gray Stripe.
This is going to take a while.
Oh, you hush. I didn't say hurry up.
I have all night, it's fine.
Yeah, right? Okay. Gray Stripe is okay. I like him.
He's not under best ever? He's awesome.
This is my opinion. You had your opinion. Gray Stripe is just, he's a good boy. He did some questionable things, and you know what? He's a good boy. He could have been a good leader, I think, much better than Bramblestar was. Or is. Maybe was. Hopefully I can say was at the end of, like, this year. Millie, I do like. I think Millie's great. I like Millie. She's a good girl. She didn't do anything.
You're putting Millie above Gray Stripe.
Yes. Don't judge me. She's a good mama. I know a lot of people get mad at her because of the way she quote-unquote treated Blossomfall, but let's focus on the way she quote-unquote treated Briarlight, which was much, much better. Sandstorm. Sandstorm is great, and I really liked her in A Vision of Shadows. She's a good girl. Brightheart is also great. I like Brightheart.
Your great category seems to be getting a little longer.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I guess I'm kind of like, I either love a cat or I really hate a cat. Cloudtail is, great or okay. I'm going to put him under great because I do like his story a lot in The Prophecies Begin. Yellowfang is,
Thin ice.
Okay, if I was just judging dead Yellowfang, she'd be on thin ice to hate category. I'm going to put her on thin ice only because of her ghost self. If I was just judging a live Yellowfang, she'd be actually, like, in great to best ever. I actually liked her Super Edition. You can judge me if you want. I really liked it. I thought it was an interesting power she had. I don't like it when she's a ghost and yells at... Like, I like her relationship with Jayfeather. I think that's funny. Like, and I do think it's really funny when she, like, yelled at Twigbranch at the moon pool. That was hilarious. No one talks about that, which was so funny. She's just like, Twigbranch, and Twig's like, ah! That was funny. But yeah, she's just on thin ice only because as a ghost she's kind of irritating in Omen of the Stars. Ugh. Cinderpelt, best ever girl, best girl. I love her.
I so do not agree with you.
That's your opinion.
This thing would literally be almost upside down.
Woo.
Maybe not.
You
fully.
don't like Cinderpelt?
No.
I thought you liked Cinderpelt.
I mean, she's okay. She wouldn't be. Hey.
I want to throw you in the hate category so bad, Leafpool, and I am. Once again, this comes down to I hate self-destructive characters a lot. In Leafpool's one of them. Like, girl, you set yourself up for that. What were you doing? You should have known better. It's your fault that this happened. Don't act like this whiny little victim. I don't like Leafpool. I liked her novella because it shows the baby power of 3 cats, which was awesome. And Jayfeather being blind as a kit was funny. And Squirrel Flight was great, but I don't like Leafpool at all. Squirrel Flight is okay. She's a good girl. I don't think she'd be a good I think she's a good deputy. I don't think she'd be a good leader. I don't really want her to be a leader. I think that she can be annoying at times, but she's okay. She's a good girl. Bramblestar is on thin ice. I don't know. I don't know. I don't hate him. He's not self-destructive. He can be kind of nasty and mean and angry, but I would just say he's on thin ice. If he's like, I don't know. He's not, I don't hate him. He's not self-destructive. He's just kind of mean most of the time. You're on thin ice, Bramblestar. You're not a good leader, though. Ashfur is a great villain. I don't agree with his actions, but I do really think he's been a great villain in the Broken Code and Power 3. He's what makes Power 3 really interesting. He's a bad guy. I don't agree with anything he does at all, but he's been a great villain.
I right now would scream into the microphone, but I don't want to hurt everybody's ears, so I'm not going to. He should be under hate.
Why?
Because he's terrible.
He's not. He's
interesting. Literally terrible. He tries to murder innocent people to get back at Squirrel Flight.
Hints the tries, but then later on when he comes back later, he does actually kill people. But it's not that.
Like I said.
But that's terrible. Not why I hate characters. What I hate is like when they're poorly written or they're not like I can't sympathize with them. Lion Blaze is okay.
Sharpie in hand.
Great or okay. I'm gonna leave him under okay. He's the least interesting of the three, but at the same time, I actually enjoyed his chapters more than Hollyleaf and Dovewing, but I don't know, because I'm gonna throw Hollyleaf under okay as well. Her chapters were the hardest for me to get through because she's such a hypocrite.
Let me guess. Jay Feather's going under best ever.
Yes.
I'm not a big fan of Jay Feather.
But you put him under great.
I did.
He's the best boy ever. He's a good boy. He's a best boy. I love his chapters. I love him. He's interesting. He's unique. He's a good boy. I love Jay Feather.
He's nasty, sarcastic, rude.
Yes, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful in a character that still shows growth and passion and love. And think of the way he cares for Briarlight, and he ends up caring for Leafpool and caring for his clan in general. He's a good boy with a strong heart. He's really good. I root for him all the he's a good cat to root for. Cinder Heart is my first meh, just because I don't really have many feelings on Cinder Heart. She's not really I'm apathetic. Like, there's that funny scene where, like I said, where she falls out of the tree, and I'm like, wouldn't it be funny if she broke her leg like Cinderpelt? And she did, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is hilarious. I do think she ended up with a lot more personality than, other cats later in the series get as apprentices. Like, I like that she gets a personality, but she's still just kind of, that's Cinder Heart. I don't have many feelings for her. Dovewing is on thin ice. I don't really care for Dovewing's personality. She's kind of stupid, and I just don't like her. By
the way, can everybody note I quoted it? This is going to be a really, really, really long episode.
It's fine.
You have a lot to say, though. You have a lot to say, which is good.
Actually, some of these, some of these characters I'll get through fast. Ivypool is best. I love her. I like her perspective. I think she's interesting. I really like the moments lately she's had with Bristlefrost. I really, really enjoy Ivypool as a character, and she should be Ivy Star. Yes, she should. I hope so.
Now, I'm not saying I don't appreciate what you have to say. I love what you have to say about each one of them, and I'm glad it's taking you a while, because you're going in depth about why you think this about each character. I really appreciate that.
I'm still way under the time you are. Briarlight is great. I like Briarlight a lot. She's a good girl. Then there's what?
Why would you put Briarlight under great?
Because she's a good girl.
Okay.
And her death was sad.
Sure, why not?
And I feel bad for her. And she's sweet. She's a sweet girl. Running Nose is okay. I like him. He's funny. He's sassy. I like him. Little Cloud is also okay. He was a good medicine cat. And he's sweet. I don't like Broken Star. He is the worst villain ever written, in my opinion. He's just not interesting. Now, if there was a graphic novel or a novella or something made about him, and it could actually give some insight into his motives or show that he was trained by Dark Forest cats, I might change my mind on this. He's tentatively in hate. Hate. But I don't... As it stands, it feels like he's just evil just to be evil with no reason to be evil. He had a good dad and everything. Why is he evil? I don't... I get his mom, his adopted mom, was mean and everything, but come on. Night Star's okay. Nightstar's meh. He doesn't really show up enough. I'm gonna put him under meh. Tiger Star is meh. He's a good first villain. He shows up way too much after that. Like, he's an okay villain. He's just a very typical villain. I don't feel like he's that, like, interesting. Like, you know he's bad. Like, you know he's gonna end up being bad. You know eventually it's gonna be revealed that he's bad. It's not really a surprise, you know, or anything like that. His death was kind of cool the first and the second time, but other than that, it was just kind of meh. Black Star is on thin ice. He actually moved up a category. He used to be under hate, but now he's on thin ice just because I did like his novella a lot, but I still don't like how he acted later on in the books, even though I liked his novella. So he just moved up one category, but you're still on thin ice, Buster. Russet Fur is... She's great. I like Russet Fur. She's a good girl. She helped Sasha. She was a good deputy. She didn't deserve to die. I liked her. Tawny Pelt is also great. I liked her novella. She's a good girl. Tall Star is also... Okay, Tall Star as a character is okay to me because he made a really bad decision with Mudclaw and One Star issue. I don't like that at all. His Super Edition, though, is one of the best. But I'm putting him in okay just because I don't know. His last decision as leader makes him, like, back a category for me. Then we have One Star, who I hate. And I don't feel like that's, like, a unique thing. Like, he's just a jerk. He's mean.
I think it's so interesting how your opinions are so much different than mine.
It's not like it's a right or wrong thing. It's just,
no,
that's just
I just
how
think
it
it's
is.
crazy. I'm like, I can't believe that you like that cat or you don't like that cat. I'm like, I just find it so crazy.
Yeah, I just don't like One Star. He's mean. I hate it. It's like, I forget. I think it's in Crowfeather's trial. He loses a life. As a leader, he loses a life. And he proceeds to, like, yell at the cats for making him lose a life. Even though those lives are there to protect his clan. I think it's in Crowfeather's trial. And I was just like, dude, you're such a jerk. He's mean. He's a hypocrite. And I just don't like him. Mudclaw is okay. I like him. He would have made, at the end of the day, I think he would have been a better leader than One Star. He did wrong things, but I really liked his graphic novel. Crowfeather is also okay. I liked his Super Edition a lot. He's like a bitter, like a more bitter version of Jay Feather. It's kind of funny, but he has a similar monologue. I'm gonna put Nightcloud and Breeze Pelt under meh. I just don't care for them. Nightcloud's alright. Breeze Pelt's meh. Heathertail's also meh. Crooked Star's great, though. Crooked Star's best. He's the best boy. I like Crooked Star.
You did not put Gray Stripe, Lion Blaze.
No.
Under even great or best ever. But you put... That does not compute.
Poor Crooked Star. Like, he dealt with a lot of crud, and he always came out trying his best. And he was a good leader and a sweet boy and a good dad. Once he, like, got over his grief, he was a good father. And I don't know, he's just a good boy. I felt bad for him, and I love his Super Edition. It's really good. Mabel Shade I hate. She's irrational and weird. And
that's not hate category.
This is hate.
Oh, I thought. Never mind.
Thank you for catching me, though.
I thought you put it under meh for some reason. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't like Maple Shade. I could talk about Maple Shade. I think it would have been better. I probably would say she's okay if she had, like, a Super Edition, but as it stands, I feel like with her novella, I'm like, what happened? Like, I'm left sitting there just like, my goodness, that happened so fast. Like, what in the world? Silver Strain is meh. She's okay. She doesn't really exist long enough to really have a strong opinion of. Leopard Star is... I'm going to put her on okay. I hope I don't regret that, Leopard Star. If your Super Edition isn't as good, I'd put you on thin ice. But I really want to like her Super Edition. And I do really, actually, you know what? That's not fair. I think she's okay because her graphic novel is good. Not her graphic novel. Feathertail's graphic novel is so good. And Leopard Star is a good character in it. That redeems her enough. She's okay. She might go up a peg if her Super Edition is good. Oakheart is meh. If this blob is Oakheart. He's a good dad, but eh. Misty Star is great. I like Misty Star. She's a good leader. Better than people bargain for. I think people hate her only because she's old, and I don't think that's fair because most cats do live pretty old. Much older than like 8 or 5, which is like what most cats die in the series. Stonefur is also great. He's a good boy. He saved Feathertail and Stormfur and Misty Star. Feathertail is best. She's the best girl. I love her. I love her graphic novel. Hawkfrost is... He's okay. He's a fun villain.
Huh.
And I like the art of him a lot too. I think he's got a cool aesthetic, kind of like Soul does. Mothwing is no. Mothwing's okay. Mothwing just gets way more love than I think she should. Like, if people like her, that's awesome, but she's pretty arrogant and self-righteous, and she always has been, so I don't like her a lot. Willowshine is meh. I like her death in the most recent book. That was cool. Cloudstar's meh. Skywatcher is okay. I like Skywatcher. Leafstar I hate. She is the worst leader ever. Even worse than Bluestar.
What?
I mean, like, she takes everything Firestar taught her and everything that was, like, good advice from Firestar and just throws it in the garbage can and does whatever she wants. And every time, like, it's such... Like, she stays in character when she does this. Like, every time something happens in her clan, she always has, like... Whether it's the graphic novel she's in or the Super Edition, she's just like, wait, what? The clanmates are doing what now? It's like she's not involved in her clan at all. Like, she does nothing. And it's like, I hate her. She's a terrible leader. She's selfish and she's mean and she's... Ugh. She's gross. I hate her as a leader. It should have been Sharpclaw. It should have been. The only reason it wasn't Sharpclaw is because Firestar would never pick the cat who had some ambition. Like, one ambitious bone in his body. So, yeah I don't like it.
That ambition, I think, would have taken him too far.
I don't think so.
I think it would have been dangerous.
I don't think so. I really don't. Because he ends up being a fine deputy. And he doesn't ever try to hurt Leafstar. Like, he does go behind her back, but he says he's trying to help her. And guess what? Leafstar was just a pushover who let him do it. If she had some more ambition, maybe she would have snapped him back. Echo Song is great. She's a good girl. Sharpclaw is okay. Stone Teller, the first Stone Teller, not Half Moon and not Crag, is on thin ice. Just because I like him in the New Prophecy, I hate him every instance after that. But he's on thin ice because I do like that moment he has with Leafpool. It's cute. And it's an interesting. I do think the tribe is actually an interesting. Brook is okay. Stormfur is great. They're good. Half Moon is... As a person, she's okay. I don't like the subplot romance with her and Jay Feather, though. Greywing is best ever. He's a good boy. Clear Sky is on thin ice. He's an interesting villain, but he's also just a villain who doesn't learn from his actions, which I cannot understand. Jagged Peak, I hate you, because he just yells at his brother, and he's mean, and he's nasty, and him and Holly are just mean. I don't like them. Thunder is okay. Tall Shadow, I hate. But that's also not fair, because her graphic novel is actually... not graphic novel. I'm sorry. Her novella is actually one of my favorite novellas. I like it a lot. I think it's a good novella. I don't like her as a character. She takes way too long to decide her deputy, which I understand is for plot reasons too, and she's also really mean to Greywing. It's understandable that she would want to grieve her brother, but then without, like, giving him a clear, hey, Greywing, I'm done grieving, I want to get back into the leadership role I was given. She never says that. Instead, she just proceeds to yell at Greywing, who she assigned to be leader, and it's not fair, and it's mean. Windrunner is great. Gorsefur is great. Riverstar is also great. Mothflight is okay. I like her. Okay. Barley is great. Ravenpaw is okay.
Ravenpaw best.
He doesn't show up enough to be great to me. And his novella was good.
He shows up more
Princess
than plenty.
is okay. Smudge is meh.
Their graphic novel was awesome.
Oh, yeah, that was okay. Yeah, it was pretty good. I still like Barley's story better. I like how he was a Blood Clan cat. I like how he protected his sister. Like, Ravenpaw's a little cowardly. Like, he's a good boy, but he's a sweet boy. He's done nothing wrong. I would just say he's not my favorite. Like, Barley has so much more courage in his heart, and he's a good boy. Scourge is okay. He's an okay villain. He's interesting. Bone is meh. I don't care. Soul is... Oof. I don't know. I love Soul. Soul is such an interesting villain. He's so good. I love him as a villain. He's interesting. It's Leafstar's fault that he's actually a villain at all. Which is a shame, because he would have been a good leader. He's a good boy. Rock is okay. I think he's interesting. I wish we could come back to the whole ancient subplot sometime, because I really don't think Rock's story is finished, which is why I wouldn't put him higher. I do like Rock.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Which is why I'm going to also put Fallen Leaves and Midnight Under here. I want, like... Which maybe the newest arc of Starless Clan will cover. I don't know. But I'd really like to see the whole Ancients thing actually be developed and come back to mean something, and like us have like a whole arc on the Ancients. I think would be really cool, because we don't have that, and it would be really nice to have that story. Like, who was Rock, and who, like, is Midnight a ghost? I don't know. Like, I want them to have something. So right now they're under okay, because I want them to have more content, and I like them fine. I thought the chapters where they're featured, and maybe it's because I like ancient history, I don't know, I really want, like, the deep warrior cat lore kind of thing. I actually found those chapters the most interesting, so I put them up higher, even if Rock can be kind of a jerk sometimes, or Fallen Leaves isn't that, like... Actually, that's not fair. Fallen Leaves was a good boy. He was very sweet to Hollyleaf. I don't like their romance subplot, but he's a good boy. He tried his best to help Hollyleaf be happy.
Huh.
He's a good boy.
I guess I never thought about that much.
See, we just have different opinions. Shadowsight is best boy. He's a good boy. And Root Spring is great.
I don't know who
and
they are.
And Bristlefrost is great. I love them.
I don't know who they are.
I'm so sorry. He's best boy. And I know I'm a little bit weird in that he's my favorite, but these two are also great. All the Broken Code protagonists are great. Ooh. Alderheart is okay. He's a good boy. Twig Branch is okay, and Violet Shine is okay. They're just mediocre protagonists. They're not that interesting, but okay. Alderheart's actually the most interesting. Needletail is on thin ice. If Needletail gets a novella that's actually good, I would probably bump her up a little bit, but I just do not care for her. She's a rebel who just ran away from the clan to be with her boyfriend, and it's not interesting, and people just, like, make Needletail out to be, like, this best, amazing character, and I'm like, she's not that great. I don't like her very much. Hawkwing is meh. He's okay. His book was alright. It wasn't spectacular. Tiger Heart is okay. I like Tiger Heart Star. I like him. I like his interactions with Shadowsight a lot. Sasha. Meh. She's okay. Redtail is also meh. He's okay. Tree is great. I love Tree. And Pebble Shine is meh. And there's my list.
Wow, you did go through those last ones faster than me.
Yeah, I told you, it just depends on the character. I have a lot to say about... I actually have the most to say about the characters I hate, because there's reasons I don't like them. And there's reasons I have characters on thin ice. Sometimes I float Needletail and Bramblestar into the hate category, and I feel so bad that Yellowfang's here. And honestly, it's, like, not even fair that, like... Flametail is here because it's funny. But also just because if he, like, a lot of these characters probably wouldn't have been so close to hate if they had better books or actual books. Like, if Flametail had had a novella, it probably would have had him higher, because it would have explained his motives a bit more and his actions. Blackstar's novella did actually bump him up, so there we go. And then Needletail, if she actually had a novella, I'd probably bump her up a bit. And Mapleshade, if she had had a super edition, she would have been bumped. Or Broken Star. I don't like whiny, self-destructive characters. I'm sorry. But anyway, that's my list. So that's just us. I'll probably come back and do more tier lists later if you guys like this. I think it's fun. It's a good way to talk about a lot of characters at once, which is awesome. And feel free to go out and do these on your own, because I just got this idea from other people that I saw doing it. So it's fun. It's really fun. And I love hearing other people's opinions. I'm not like, this is my opinion, that's Keith's opinion. It's just our opinions.
Yeah. And let us know if you'd like to see us do even other fandoms completely.
Yeah, I'd probably do a Wings of Fire one. I saw someone make one of those, so that would be fun.
Even other than that, I mean, like, you could even do like all kinds of different.
Marvel would be a fun one to do, because I actually haven't gotten an opportunity to talk about Marvel at all on this channel yet.
Yeah, but basically any fandom.
There's been no new movies for me to talk about yet. We have a new one, I just haven't seen it yet. I need to see it, and then I can probably talk about it. But anyway, so that's it for now. See you guys later. Bye.